All right, let's see what we can get going here. I'm gonna try a different screen, different angle today. A little different angle, a little back angle. How we doing? Let's see here. Okay. All right. There's the tape. We're good. All right. Well, good morning again. It's another day in paradise, and Pearson land. Just cranking away on these abstract pieces. Just having fun. So I'm doing a different angle this time, so I can't see if anyone types anything towards me. The reason why is because you can't see this here. I don't know why I did that. Mainly so people know that you can sign up for my newsletter. But if I flip the camera around, everything is in reverse. And so because of that, I can't see if you have anything to ask or any questions or any comments that are happening in the comment section of the live stream there until later or after the fact. Ooh, that's some rough coffee. So let's see. I don't know what I'm going to do with this piece. It feels a little empty right here with the line work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like a shape here or something. And then that's it as far as this piece goes. I don't really want to mess with it anymore because I got this long sweeping area right here, and some small shapes here. I think what I might do is I'll add like a weird shape that kind of juts out from the top here. And I'll call that a day. I'm going to call it a day with this piece for that panel, for that area. And then we're going to move on to three more. We're going to move on I'm going to do like one more panel after this, or three more, or I'm going to start three, but I'm probably only going to get to one because I got to go be somewhere around 7-ish to do some work that is unrelated to art, but is also related to buying groceries. Well, when I do this job, then I'm able to buy groceries. So I got to go do this other thing to buy groceries. Typical 9 to 5 type of thing. Again, as you've all seen before, all I'm doing is taping out the areas that I'm painting to just kind of quickly get areas done. And as I stated before, I don't think some people don't really it's a frowned upon action, I guess. Okie doke. It's just one of those things you got to do is tape out these areas and keep chugging along, I think I stated this before. There's something about like when you're doing these paintings that like this, where the action is the thought or the thinking process is kind of separated. It's already done for you. It's already been calculated. There's not much to really talk about as far as what I'm doing. It's not like a Bob Ross painting where where I'm thinking about adding new trees or manipulating the sky so it looks like dusk or dawn, you know, or adding a certain type of brush stroke to kind of give the illusion of the flicker of light on top of a roof in a forest with a rock trail. So whenever you're when you're doing stuff like this, there's none of that. It's just done. You know, it is what it is. It's there. You've made the lines. You know, you've established the visual parameters of these shapes, and all there is now is you just kind of executing. You're basically just doing like a glorified paint by numbers. Speaking of glorified paint by numbers, you may not know this, but that's what a lot of photorealists are. With the ability to blend. Yep, with the ability to blend. I'm kidding. I'm dogging on them. Because deep down inside I'm like, man, I wish I had the patience to draw the paint like that. Paint and draw like that, I don't know. Mixture of both. I don't have anything against it. Okay. Gotta keep on. Actually, I don't know. The way it's looking is I might only get this panel done because it's going to take me a good 20-something minutes to get this ready. And at the end of the day, I think I'm fine with that. Because I really need to get online and do a few things that are important. So I need to get those done. So I need to get those things done. And then we'll call it a day, you know? I just wish I could paint more. Just wish I could paint more. Deep down inside, I wish I had more time to paint. Yeah. Because I would really like to do abstract paintings and still lifes. There's a spider right there creeping me out. Ugh. Sorry about that. There's a spider just hanging down on the ground. I don't like that. I gotta get some bug traps in this basement, huh? So, where was I? Oh, I was stating that I'd like to be able to do both. Because I actually like painting from life and doing still lifes. I wish I could do more. You know, I wish I could do more. Yeah, I wish I could do more still life painting. But here comes the bud. I'm gonna have to buy some canvases. I haven't had time to make my own canvases. I have some canvases, some stretcher bars right there. Maybe I should make them and have them ready and available for a painting. I don't know. Maybe deep down inside I'm scared. I'm scared to start a new serious painting. You're like, Matt, what are you talking about serious painting? You're doing a bunch of paintings right now. Like, these aren't serious. These are just a bunch of shapes. These are just a bunch of shapes. So I'm, as you know, just using the tape to, that's way too much tape. Yep. Alrighty. Just putting some pressure on the tape here. Making sure that I got good contact. So I don't have any paint bubble underneath. And here's my brush. I'm a little worried that my brush is going to kind of drip paint on these panels, although that really doesn't matter to me, but yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I don't really need to worry about that. Just applying the paint as quickly as possible. Actually, I don't need to apply. I'm just having a good time. I don't need to go quick with the brush strokes. So I'm just maintaining. I'm trying to do like these vertical brush strokes. Whenever I do these flat shapes, I like to have the same direction with the way that the paint's going, because you can, even though like it seems like a silly thing to do, our eyes can kind of see that pattern on a subtle level. And so I'm just making sure that I'm applying the paint evenly. You know? Making sure I'm getting the good coverage, all that nice jazz. I'm probably being a little bit too like slow, reserved in the way that I'm applying the paint. I'm probably going a little bit slower than I'd like to be. And I probably should move the camera to the side, because I'm painting in a position that's not really comfortable to me. I'm painting in a position where I'm kind of open and facing away. And I'm doing that simply for the video, so you can see me making the brush strokes. And that sucks. I need to figure out, I need something to like record so it's not in the way. Like I maybe need to like set up some sort of beam hanging down from the ceiling. That's recording slightly above. Because I don't like how I have to paint my side here. You know? Or maybe I don't need to paint my side. I should, this occurred to me. I should watch a bunch of Bob Ross videos so I know what to talk about when I'm painting. So I have a good dialogue, good rapport, you know. I think that'd be a good thing to do. I do like how when I paint on top of drips, that's always fun to me. So what you gotta do when you're painting on top of tape is you gotta be careful that your bristles aren't being jammed underneath. So you kind of have to pivot your bristles so that they glide on top as opposed to kind of gliding underneath. So I'm always in tilt my brush in a certain angle so it doesn't slide underneath the tape. And usually I start the brush stroke on top of the tape to kind of make sure that doesn't occur. Alrighty. I think I was right. I'm going to just do this panel and I'll have to call it a day because of the time constraints for the day. I got a few things I got to take care of. That's going to require a lot of my attention. Oh boy, so pretty. It's so pretty. I don't have much to say today. I'm just I'm not really, I guess I'm not necessarily vocal today, but I'm not tired. So I my excuse is not really good. Like, I don't have a good excuse to why I'm not talking when I'm painting, I guess. I just don't have a lot of things that I don't have a lot of things that are kind of wandering around in my head at the moment. I'm sure if I'm in a state of anguish or anxiety, I might have something to say, but right now I don't have any of that. I'm just focusing on getting this the paint onto the surface, and that's it. And I say focus lightly, I'm probably not even focusing that much. I think right now I'm more worried about whether or not my feet are on top of this foam pad here that I'm standing on. So I don't have a lot to be, a lot on my mind. Currently, again, I'm just focused on the task at hand. I'm just making paintings as fast as I can. Almost done, and then we gotta do this large area down in the bottom there, and once I do that large area, that'll be it for the day. Even if this is all I get done today, it's still a good day. It is still a good day because I was able to do this one layer of paint. And it puts me one layer closer to being done with this series, or with this batch of paintings, which means I'm one layer closer to starting a new batch of paintings. And that is always a good thing. Yeah? I think so. Ugh. Come on, tape. Yeah, buddy. Here we go. Zoom. All right, look at that. So nice. Just simple lines. Who'd have thought that just using weird geometric shapes would be a nice compositional device? Ah. Who'd have thought that, right? I didn't think that. I think deep down inside when I was younger, I thought I was going to be drawing comics. And then now I think about it, it's like, well, I don't know if I would like drawing comics today, in today's age. For one, they're not my characters. They were not mine. I'm drawing some other people's characters in my own hand. So, like, yeah, the art's yours, but you don't own the art. You know, like, you can't go around saying, "Oh, I own Superman." No, you drew Superman. You're just a paid fan artist, I guess. That's really what it is. Like, you're a really good fan artist that gets paid to do fan art, I guess. I don't know. I might get a lot of slack for that comment. Because it really is true. Like, you're not, those aren't your characters. And I think these aren't my shapes, but at least I can claim I made them up. Whatever that means. I don't really care. I don't care. I'm going to raise my hand and say, And even these opinions that I'm expressing, they're all very weak opinions. I don't really have they're not big opinions on anything. They're just like, I think I didn't want to be a comic artist. What do you have against comic artists? No, I love comic art. I just don't think I had the chops. You're just not making, you just can't, it's hard in the comic world to make your own original character. It's hard to make your OC, your own original character, and make it in the biz because you don't have recognition power. So a lot of these artists they have to go with the big guys, Marvel and DC, so that they can make a living. And there's nothing against that, It's nothing against any of that. But don't go say that you own those rights. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can. Well, not as quickly as I can. Maybe deep down inside, I just wish that more comic artists made their own original characters, maybe deep down inside, I wish that the original characters actually made it. Like they because Marvel and DC is so huge, it's like good luck trying to take a bite out of the market and make your own characters. I think when you look at the comic brand Image, right? Image, you get they were kind of lucky, dude. They could have it could have went south. They had they had the more edgier version of characters, more gritty, more adult version characters. And so they had that edge. But now that they kind of courted that market, Image, right? How are you gonna? What's the new? Are there new comics being made? Like a new original characters that aren't from the big guys, from the Marvel and DC. Are there? I don't really know. So maybe I'm voicing my thoughts and I don't even have all the information. I'm just going with my presumption that it's a lot harder to make a new character and have it get traction in today's world when you have the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know? Like, good luck trying to fight with, compete with them. They got a library of characters. You got one original character. I guess maybe the only way to kind of join, to kind of compete, is maybe you'd come up with an original character, and then like Marvel or DC decides that they want that character in their universe. So they might buy out the rights for that character for you to put that character in their universe. I don't know. Maybe that occurs. I don't know. I don't know if that actually happens. It's just like being a character designer for like Blizzard or any video game company. Like, yeah, they're your drawings, but technically, I don't know if this is correct, I believe that any character or image or form or idea that you make under their like building or under their pay while you're working for them, they like own those rights, you know? So if you've made new characters or new images or really cool drawings, you don't own that character. They own it. So that's interesting. I think that might be true. I think that's like it has to do with copyright. Like, they're hiring you to make things, to make new ideas and new concepts. Yes, you drew it and it's in your own visual voice, but I think they own the rights. I don't really know. I'd have to research this more on how ownership works in those fields. But I assume it'd be like any other company that if you're like a lab tech or a scientist for like what is it? Procter and Gamble. Is it Procter and Gamble? For whatever those companies that have you design like products for cleaning and such, or computers. You know, if you design the schematics under their like brick and mortar while you're working for them at the time, they own that intellectual property. Is that what it's like? I think that's what it's kind of called. You might have to go talk to a lawyer or something, because I'm not too keen on it. I don't really know the nitty gritty of those concepts. You know, so it's just something to think about. You know, when you're when you're a comic artist, you get you have a lot of a huge fan base, because basically what's happening is you're a good artist, but basically what happens is you're Your reason why you got so much popularity is because you're kind of piggybacking or riding on the coattails of other people's intellectual property. So if I draw a Wolverine over and over and over again, I might get a lot more interest because now I'm drawing something that's kind of synonymous with today's MCU culture. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just ranting. You gotta take my thoughts sometimes with a grain of salt. They don't really mean much. They can be kind of silly, but I'm curious to wonder. I'm curious to know what like the intellectual property rights that you own as an artist if you make art for other companies. So if you like work for Marvel and you do the comic art, do you own that art, or does Marvel own the art that you made for them? Like, can you go out and sell prints of that art? I don't know, right? I don't know. I would care to bargain that you probably don't own those characters or own the drawings or art, and you can't sell them on the side. Especially since now that Marvel's owned by Disney, and Disney's very big and they're very huge about like intellectual property. So and there's nothing wrong with that. That's their property, right? They own those characters. They own those rights. They paid a lot of money for them, right? So that's it for today. I'm gonna clean up, and I gotta get upstairs and do some things and stuff. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time, and don't forget to, in the description, don't forget to sign up for my art giveaway. You have one more day. Tomorrow is the day that I'm going to be taking all those names and putting them in a number generator and then drawing a number. So you might have a little bit of time tomorrow, but I don't know how much time. Anyways, thank you for your time. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.